Okay, for this balloon you're going to need a couple of different balloon sizes. You're going to need 2 mocha brown balloon in the 260 size, 2 160 mocha brown balloons, 1 white balloon, and then 160. You're going to need 2 of these 160 black balloons. You're going to need 1 red balloon, but you can also just use a little piece of leftover scrap. Then of course you're also going to need some Sharpie paint pens. You're going to need a white and you're going to need a black. Then of course your scissors and your balloon pump. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let a little bit of air out. That's how much room we have left on the tail. We're going to twist and tie off into a knot. Bada boom, bada bing. We're going to form one bubble. Then we're going to take the knot, and then we're just going to twist it around like that. Holds it in place. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to give it a squeeze. Fold over. Wrap it around again. Give it a squeeze. And there we go. And then we're going to just push it through. And what I did is I basically pushed with my thumbs and pulled with my fingers. See, we can just do it again just like that. See how easy that is? Cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze and then make like a little flower petal. We're going to squeeze, make a little flower petal. And then we're going to take one bubble and then we're going to wrap the tail of the balloon around the ears, giving us basically a little push twist, just like we have right there. So, this is what we have in the front, this is what we have in the back. There we go. And then adjust it a little bit. There we go. Set that over there. Now, you can take this 160 balloon and put it on a regular pump, or Qualitex actually makes a 160 pump that just slides right on nicely like this. The only drawback is it takes a little bit longer to inflate the balloon. Let a little bit of air out. We're going to twist, tie off into a knot, just like that. And then we're going to make the bubbles a lot smaller. These are going to go on the inside of the ears. I also want to make sure these things are nicely squeezed and freshly soft. And then we can just come right over here. That we don't need anymore. Then we find our original knot. And we just tie the ends together. And just like so. Now what we want to do is we want to wrap it around one of the ears, which we're going to do just like here, like that. Lock it in place. Lock it in place. See, this is one of the reasons why you want to squeeze your balloons, because if they're fully inflated, then they're going to pop when you do this. But if they're squeezably soft, then you can adjust and move them around and all that good stuff. Okay, this is what we have in the front, this is what we have in the back. That's the top view. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go ahead and make the body. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let some air out. That's how much room we have left on the tail. Nice. The balloon pump was okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we got that right there. We're gonna twist. We're gonna tie off into a knot. We're gonna make 2 bubbles, squeeze them together. So we got 2 bubbles. Squeeze together. Gonna have 1 bubble. This is what we have so far. We're going to come right here. Gonna wrap around once. Gonna wrap around twice. And there we go. That's eventually going to become the tail. Okay, so we've inflated our white balloon just slightly past halfway. We've got about that much room left on the tail. Just now what we're going to do is we're going to take our balloon knot, wrap it around the pinch twist like you see right here. wrap the balloon, basically just the white balloon, and we're going to wrap it around the pinch twists. This brown balloon we don't really need anymore. So we kind of just trim that off. Tuck it under, and then we come right here, we squeeze, we wrap around this balloon, we squeeze these two together. This white balloon here, we're going to use this a little bit later to form the lips. So we're going to cut that piece off just like that, set that aside, and then hold tight right there. Take that, and then we're just going to tie into a knot right here. With a good double knot, and then we trim the edges. Now you don't want to trim the edges too tightly to the knot because then the balloon will become undone. And now it's just a matter of some tweaking. We want to make sure that the neck is situated between the two pinch twists and that the white flows good and evenly. To where it pretty much looks like that right there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make the feet. So we take a black balloon. There we go, let some air out. Twist into a knot. Gonna form a loop twist, just like that right there, followed by two pinch twists. So we got one pinch twist, followed by two pinch twists. And there we go. And then this here, you can actually let go of because the little pinch twist is actually going to hold on to that just long enough for you to tie this into a knot. Give ourselves a little bit longer of a knot here. And there we go. Come back over here and secure that. And there we go. Then you want to do two bubbles and link it to this one right here that you're not going to need anymore. Now here you can actually just let it go. Basically what we need is we just need that little groove that's right in there because we can always retwist that later. Now when I do my balloons, I like to have the feet connected. The reason is that it helps the balloon from becoming bow-legged, and it also helps us stabilize the balloons. It keeps the legs together, and that way it helps the thing stand a little bit better. So let's go ahead and make the other foot. Okay, and now we're going to make the front legs. Now, the truth is reindeer have 4 legs in front and hind legs in back. So how many legs does that add up to? It doesn't add up to 6, I'll tell you that. Now, there we go. We're going to trim, tie off into a knot, and then we're just going to grab one of the feet. And there we go. We're going to wrap it around the pinch twist a couple of times. And there we go. Going to come right over here, and then we're just going to drape it down over the neck like this. And this here is where we want to get business. We want to retwist that bubble, and we want to kind of eyeball it to make the legs the same size. And there we go. And then this right here you can just cut off and not use anymore. Not really enough material to make another leg, but there you go. And then just kind of twist everything till we get some good front legs, just like that right there. Now, let's add the back legs. Okay, and we just simply drape it over the back tail, like that. And then we just kind of eyeball it to get it the same size. Retwist the bubbles on the feet. What you want to do is you just want to retwist everything. And there we go. This here is what we have so far. Okay, now to add the nose, we basically just need a tiny bubble of air, about like that right there. Kind of push it all the way up to the front. You can use a round balloon if you wanted to, but to get a bubble this small, you would pretty much have to really underinflate it, and it's not going to work out too well. You can, of course, just use a scrap of a leftover balloon if you have one. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the lips. You're just going to take that leftover piece of white balloon that we had. If you don't have one, you can just grab another brand new white balloon. And then we're going to form one bubble. We're going to form two bubbles. There we go. We have the white lips of Rudolph right here. And then we just take a knot and we just wrap that around a couple times. And until it's in place. Now, if you're not making a Rudolph and you just want to have just a reindeer, what you could do is you could just make like a black nose. You can make a dark brown nose. You can also, if you wanted to, you can add some antlers. The reason why I don't on this balloon is we've already got several balloons all locked together in here. And if you were to add a balloon antler, it might cause some stuff to pop. Now, if you did wanted to add some antlers to this, what you could do is you could take what's called a chocolate brown balloon. And there we go. Put that right there. And then you can just trim the knot right there. Just kind of put that right there. And there we go. So there we go. Whoops. You want to make sure that these things are just about the same size. So you want to make sure you double measure them and all that. And then you just kind of just wrap it on in there. And you just kind of do it like that. And then of course you can just position the antlers however you like. But like I said, doing that really makes this thing kind of fragile, so in my opinion, I wouldn't do it. And besides, if you do all this for a kid, they're not going to say, well, where's the antlers? Because especially in the Rankin Bass antlers, I mean, they're really diminished, hardly visible at all. And then, of course, with a Sharpie paint pen, you just draw the eyes on there, and the reindeer is good to go. This, of course, over here is our finished product. On this particular reindeer, what I used is I used a magenta balloon. It's a jewel tone. It adds a little bit more sparkle to it. You can also use a metallic red if you like. And this here's how we did the eyes. You can, if you wanted to, use regular 260s for the legs. The reason why I use the 160 is because it's more Rankin Bass accurate. Rudolph had really skinny legs. Anyway, I'm the HappyCabbie. Thank you so very much for watching this video. Stay tuned. Click this annotation at the end. You'll be definitely glad you did. It's a really cool and awesome video. I'm the HappyCabbie, and thanks so much for watching.